Oh, gracious mercy. I have got, can you all hear me? Volume. I got to put the volume up. Oh, you can hear me? All right. All right, that is not working, the volume, but you can hear me. All right, so I am going now to share, and you're gonna have to let me know whether or not you can see my slides. And all right, can you see my slides? Can you see me sliding?
Yes.
You know what? End slideshow. It just hit no signal again. Okay. I need, all right, volume up, volume up, volume up. Okay, see, enter volume. Input, say volume. There we go. And that's where I have to go. Okay. Okay. All right. Now can you go over to slideshow, home, slideshow from the start. All right. Can you see?
Yeah. Quality.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll keep it on that. Thank you so much. And I'll keep an eye on letting anybody else in. Yay. Okay. All right. I started thinking about quality and the word quality, the power of the word quality, how quality contains a substance that is unmatched in the industry. When you go all over the world, the word quality means something. As a matter of fact, they honor that word quality in India. They honor that word quality in Australia. They honor that word quality in Japan. They honor that word quality in Europe. It's in America that we've lost the value of the word quality. Sad to say. But I am so honored and blessed to be able to share tonight that I can share with you with the utmost confidence that I'm going to share the best quality with you tonight. So let's take a look at what does the word quality mean? It means levels of good versus levels of bad performance. So when you want a job done and you're paying for someone to do a job and they do a poor expression of that performance, do you feel overjoyed to pay them what you contracted to pay them? No. As a matter of fact, you're kind of like, wait a minute. I contracted with you to pay you X number of dollars to do this performance of a job. And wait a minute, you're falling short of that contract. You're falling short of the requirements of that performance. It's the nature of the thing. While I was gone over the blessed weekend, I had a blessed time. It was amazing. I plan on going back. I love the springs and nature, but I went to a tea room, and the gentleman was just that owns the tea room was talking with me, and he was telling me about his life story. Oh my goodness, high adventure guy. And he went on and shared with me, and he said, I have a hard time hiring somebody for my tea room because every time that I hire somebody, they don't know what they're doing. So I just gave a girl a broom and told her to sweep the floor. She had never swept a floor in her life. He said he came out into the restaurant and found her pushing the broom around. And he said, what are you doing? And she said, I'm sweeping the floor. He goes, apparently you don't know how to sweep a floor. He goes, you grab the handle. Oh, anyhow, we were just discussing how, when you hire somebody to do a job, it's a level of performance in contract to the level of their reward, right? All right. And when you're cut short of that reward, when you're cut short of that level of performance, you don't feel good about giving that person that level of reward because they cut you short on their level of performance. So it's the nature of the thing, and it has to do with what role something plays in that job. It also has to do with capacity. When you go for a job interview, they're going to find out whether or not you have the capacity to fill that role. Sometimes you're overqualified, and they're going to come back and say, excuse me, but you are overqualified for this role. And sometimes they'll come back and say you're underqualified. Somebody else beat you with qualifications to fill this particular role. Grade. Oh my goodness. So our whole society is built on grades, levels of grades, right? We have school teachers in the room. You when you go to kindergarten, you're supposed to advance to first grade, then advance to second grade, and on and on and on. So grade is also a value they give something per qualifications of the quality standards. So something might be, you might go to Walmart and you might find organic produce there, but I guarantee you it's not grade A, meaning top grade organics. It's the organics that didn't pass grade A. So you're getting organic because the label says organic, but you're most likely getting a lesser grade of organics. And I found that with Aldi's too. I just did. I got to look their level of blueberries, their level of citrus or whatever that's organic. Yes, I'm blessed. I'm thankful they carry it, but just be on the lookout and be watchful that sometimes it's a lesser grade. Even in the organics, they have grade A, they have different grades. When you go get eggs, does it say grade A eggs? Meaning it has a standard of qualification that it meets the highest qualifying standards. It's the properties of a thing, meaning what is really in this that is going to get the job done, that's going to play the role and perform like I expect it to perform. How about characteristics of something? I mean, does it matter to you if let's say you're on Match.com? Does it matter to you if you're on Match.com and you want to, match up with somebody? Does it matter to you if they meet the grade or the qualifications or the attributes or the characteristics or the properties of what you're looking for? Absolutely. You don't want to expect to date someone that has high qualifications, that you have this expectation, and then you get 6 months into the relationship and you find out, oh my goodness, this person is a grade X or a X, Y, and Z, not an A. And features of something. When you go buy something, you want to say, well, how many features does this have? Well, that's kind of been a trickery in the industry because when you go buy a washing machine or a refrigerator or an appliance today, they're going to give add-on features. But how many times do you actually use those add-on features? No, but they'll tag ching, 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 ching every time they add on a feature. And be honest with you, that's just more things that can go wrong with it.
Amen.
As far as technology, oh my goodness. And then functionality. Does this really function the way I need it to function? Does this do what I need it to do? How is this going? What's its performance rate? How is this going to function? And then is it able to get the job done or solve the problem? And honestly, we're hired out here in the marketplace for the problems we solve. So the more problems we solve, then we should actually have a higher revenue, right? Income revenue, because we're solving a lot of problems. All right, so we're going to talk about quality and Neolife, the company, and what it offers under $20, $50, and $100. Quality. Oh my goodness, qualifying quality. So quality is not an act, it is a habit. You see, when you're dating somebody, you want to know their history, right? If they've had 5 broken marriages and they say that all 5 of their wives were crazy, run. That's your first red flag. That's your big first red flag. And so, in other words, you want to know what this person's habits are. Anybody can do something for a short period of time, then they what? It's called fall off the wagon, right? But you want to know what their lifetime habits are, because when you partner with something, or when you take something into your body and your partnership, because when you buy supplements, you're actually partnering with those supplements in order to bring them into your body, in order to get a job done, in order to solve some problems, right? Okay. So you want to make sure that that supplement or that nutritional factor that you're partnering with and bringing into your body is actually has a habit or a history of solving problems, not just popped up yesterday or last week, from a broken relationship 2 months ago, or a broken, lawsuits, multiple bankruptcies, things like that is part of the history or the legacy that you want to be aware of when you're going to partner with somebody, right? Oh, are y'all getting this? All right. So we have partnered with the Eagle family. So welcome to the Eagle family. And the Bald Eagle family is creating a legacy of global impact with total integrity through a culture of healthy living. Financial freedom is part of that healthy living. Quality relationships, sharing quality nutrition, developing quality relationships, and spiritual growth. We strive to live and lead according to God's proactive design for abundant wellness. This is about living well. This is about being well, living well, and sharing with others also how to live well and how to be well. Loving well. Wow. Spirit, mind, and body. You joined our family to help us end the trend of chronic disease. Wow. So the Bible is our guidance for wisdom. And we know it's a solid guidance because the Bible is a rock beneath our feet. It's not sinking sand. It's a solid rock. So where there is a lack of vision, the people perish. And we've been duped into believing that man-made synthetic pills, potions, and symptoms-based treatments with 6-foot under side effects are the answer. Well, they have utterly failed. We are more wealthy, yet sicker than ever before with preventable illnesses. The solution is clear. Restoration only takes place when we empower the body's miraculous design to heal from within. So the question is, what are we going to partner with on our health journey to wellness? Wow, what a question to ask. So what are vitamins? What are they? It's the fuel for human energy, and it comes from life. If it's dead to begin with and you put it in your body and you're going to partner with something that's dead, how in the world do we expect it to produce life? Because the root was dead, right? Whole food complexes with the genuine replacement parts. Wow. That means that an orange doesn't just have vitamin C. God put a complex coenzymes and factors in that orange that causes it to function in a way that is quite amazing, so it can access the cell, get in, do its job, and render a benefit to you, because you're partnering with something that's not a partial, but it's the whole. So it addresses the root cause. The body is the cure, for our creator is the great physician. Y'all should write that down. It's really good. Your body is the cure, and our creator is the great physician. So he's the one that designed our body to actually be whole, to restore, rebuild, rejuvenate, regenerate through the living fuels of food. He designed it to run on food for fuel, tools to repair, rebuild, restore, and heal. They work with the bodies to perform a task. So it's real important what we partner with in our life, just like choosing a lifelong partner. It's real important because you're taking that partner into your body, just like you're taking your nutrients into your body, and you're partnering it in order to accomplish and qualify it to get a job done. Wow. So let's take a look at, hold on, somebody's wanting in, and it is Deborah. Welcome, Deborah. So let's take a look at this. Whole food nutrition contains the whole complex. Nature provides, works with the harmony and balance of the body, supports life, builds life, works with a lifetime and sustaining life. So in other words, it's been proven for thousands of years. They didn't do a little test run for 60 days on this one. This has been proven for thousands and thousands of years that food is the fuel for life. And it's been studied for thousands of years. And how often should we use it to be fuel for the body? Daily. Daily manna, daily bread, daily sustenance. We're partnering. We're becoming. It's like, somebody asked me why, what difference does it make if I eat Debbie cakes and bonbons all day long? I'm praying over it. And I said, well, because this is what the Lord spoke to me about. He said, because you pray over it, because you're about to become it. You're partnering with this food, and you're expecting it to give you what it needs to build, restore, repair, regenerate. And so you're expecting God to bless a Debbie cake because you're about to partner with a Debbie cake. And I'm just using that as an example because I just had my birthday and I did have some cake. But it's not something that I partner with daily. And so in other words, special occasions, partner with it because you know it's not going to be a lifelong partner lifestyle going on there. Synthetic supplements, studies show, will cause harm. We've seen study after study showing that the synthetic vitamin E, the synthetic vitamin A, the synthetic omegas, that they actually are drivers of chronic disease and inflammation, and will not sustain life or cause the body to thrive. Why? Because they're dead to begin with. They're fractional, so it will leach the cofactors from the body. So in other words, it knew it had some coenzymes that partnered with it in that orange, but now you're making it from a genetically modified corn out of China. What's the problem? In the lab, it's called ascorbic acid. Well, the problem is once you put it in your body knows, hey, where's your missing cofactors? You can't function. You can't perform the task or the duty that you're supposed to do. And as a matter of fact, it's like a foreign invader and your liver is going to scream. And then your body's going to, go into terrorist attack because now that ascorbic acid is going to say, wait a minute, I know I have cofactors, so I'm going to steal it from you. then you're left with a bigger deficit. All right. So is it doing and performing the job that was intended by nature? No. So what do herbs do? I love herbs because herbs don't build, they support systems that have been already built. And it's never intended to use herbs on a daily basis all your life. And I'm not talking about, obviously you can have a cup of herbal tea every day, but I'm talking about concentrated herbs for continued lifestyle on a daily basis. It's intended to support your body's systems, but it's not intended for long-term use. They'll tell you if you do a liver cleanse, do it. You don't want to do a liver cleanse every day, but you do want to do a liver cleanse. You don't want to do certain herbs every single day because they're there to support systems until your nutritional factors build and construct and rebuild. And then, of course, you have your all-time favorites for Americans is pharmaceuticals. We consume the most pharmaceuticals worldwide, and yet we are a fraction of the population of the world. But yet we love our pharmaceuticals. Well, what do pharmaceuticals do? They block, they stop, they interfere, has 6 foot under side effects, upsets the harmony balance system, and you use them in crisis. I'm not against using them in a crisis. When you need them, you need them. But what I'm against is to put people on pharmaceuticals for chronic diseases that can be turned around through lifestyle changes as per instructions of the Center for Disease Control or the World Health Organization. I mean, they have stated this. It's not a secret. So you use them in crisis for short term, not a long-term fix. Because if you're relying on that for a long-term fix, you're going to be in trouble with the 6 foot under side effects. So whole food versus synthetic. You take a look. Whole food vitamins are extracted from, whole foods. The sources such as plants, herbs, and animal products. In contrast, synthetic vitamins are manufactured in laboratories and designed to structurally mimic, there you have that word, mimic, whole food vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients such as amino acids and antioxidants. More than 98% of the dietary supplements are made from synthetic nutrients, or I should synthetic. Unfortunately, that is a fact. When I say that out in the field, I'll be somewhere and there will always be somebody in the crowd going, "You're a liar. That is not true." And also, I find it interesting that in a crowd, a person might be sitting there and they're taking supplements from Walmart, GNC, Vitamin World, whatever your favorite place and source, eBay, Amazon. And I guarantee you, you're going to sit there and say, "Not my vitamins." Why? Because we have a tendency to defend ourselves. Why? Because we've invested in it and we don't want to think that we've been dum-dums. Oh my goodness. Come on. Let's put our ego to the side. If we want truth, if we want to be, enlightened and awakened to the truth, then let's put our ego to the side and just take an honest look at the industry. I didn't make up these facts. They came from solid evidence. So what to look for when choosing a vitamin supplement? Well, synthetic nutrients are poorly absorbed and less effective than their natural counterparts. They also may pose health concerns. They're toxic to the liver. Synthetic vitamins are cheap to produce. That's the number one reason why 98% is synthetic, because it's cheap to produce synthetic vitamins. And almost all supplements available in drugstores and supermarkets are synthetic. In contrast, extracting vitamins from natural food sources is time consuming. and costly, explaining why supplements with natural ingredients are often considered a little more investment. I'm going to call it, it's a little more of an investment to get quality, right? It's like when my washer quit and my dryer quit. So I was forced to go buy a new washer and dryer. So I went looking online and I looked for quality. And I found Speed Queen hit the top. They've been around the longest. They're made in America. They're the last washer and dryer that's made in the USA. They get the best reviews. They last forever. They have the least amount of maintenance. They have the highest amount of performance. I got it, baby. And there's only one store in town that sells them. Wow. Famous Tape. I go down here to a Home Depot. You're going to get something from Korea when you go down there, or China. You're not going to get no Speed Queen from Lowe's or Home Depot or, huh? Famous Tape.
Famous?
Tate, T-A-T-E. Famous Tape. Yeah.
Oh.
So my son comes to the house yesterday. He goes, Mom, I was just reading one of the best washer and dryers in the whole world is a Speed Queen. I'm like, you are behind the times. Have you not seen in my utility room? He said, that's why I said it. So I noticed you had a Speed Queen. Why? Because I value quality. You know why? Because I don't want it breaking down on me like all the other Samsung, Korean, Chinese stuff. All right. And I don't want to be too verbal on this because I'm recording. So it's the same thing. If a washing machine is going to do a service for me, right? It's going to perform a job for me, right? And I'm going to be happy and satisfied with its performance, with its job, and the length of time that it can keep on going, right? Without a repair, without a breakdown, and without a replacement. Guess what? It cost me a little more. It was a little more investment for my Speed Queen, but to me, it was worth it. And I just went down to Famous Tape and got 12 months, 0 interest. I said, put her on there, let's get it. And so I did that. But supplements is something that you're going to partner and put an investment in, and you're going to expect it to get and do a job on your behalf to give you better quality health, right? So with natural ingredients is often considered okay. So it may be tempting to opt out for cheaper synthetic products. However, you are unlikely to get the health benefits you are looking for in the first place. And you may increase the risk of long-term health issues due to taking supplements that are with synthetic ingredients. Now, I could say, this is all documented facts, that eBay was caught and Amazon was caught selling supplements. GNC was caught selling supplements that made everybody feel great. I'm getting the benefit. Buy 2, get 4 free down there at GNC. But guess what? They found out that they were spiking those supplements with drugs that made you feel good with energy, less pain. They found out there was pain medication in those supplements. So that's what made her feel better with a little more energy and a little more this and that. And they all were duped. They thought it was the supplement helping them to get out of pain. Unfortunately, it only lasted for a short period of time. They were caught. You can look it up yourself. The lawsuits are present. Whole food versus synthetic. You see, food-derived vitamins are more bioavailable. That means they're going to actually get where they need to go. Food-derived vitamins are often bound to other organic compounds, such as amino acids, trace minerals, which act as essential cofactors. Cofactors increase the bioavailability and absorption of nutrients by protecting them from degradation and facilitating transport across the cell membranes. You know, if you're paying somebody to take a package to a certain location and their GPS gets them all over the country and they end up in Timbuktu and the person never gets the package, but yet you paid them for that service, would you be upset? Absolutely, you would be upset. What if your cells are waiting for that special nutrient that you swallowed, but because of its synthetic components, it didn't know how to get there? What? Oh my goodness. Synthetic vitamins are produced in isolation and lack the cofactors. They do not contain the whole complex. They are small, crystalline, partial fractions, do not sustain life, and it's not what the body is looking for, which significantly reduces their bioavailability and creates problems in the long run. Here you are investing in something, you're partnering with it, putting it in your body, expecting to get a healthier result, and you're finding out that, oh my goodness, I got side effects going on here. This explains why supplements made with artificial nutrients often contain extremely high doses. And I get this often too. Well, your magnesium only has so many milligrams and mine has 3 times the milligrams. That's because yours is lost in a hailstorm and couldn't get to the target if it wanted to. Excuse me. But ours has the perfect satellite directed GPS system. It is formulated from a whole food resource and formulated in a way that it's going to get to the target. Wow, what a difference. This is a few, just a couple of minutes. I'm going to play it. Let's see if we can.
Hi guys, in this video, we want to talk about synthetic vitamins. 95%, or probably 98% of all vitamins sold are synthetic, okay? Some people say there's no difference between synthetic and natural, but there is a big difference, okay? So in nature, vitamins always come in a complex of cofactors, coenzymes, like helper vitamins, helper minerals, trace minerals, enzymes, things like that. They never come as one individual fractionated part of a vitamin. They don't work like that. Also, the synthetic versions are the DL forms. They're just a different rotation. And then the natural ones are D form. But I don't even recommend getting natural vitamins. I recommend getting food-based vitamins, okay? Coming from some food base versus some individual fractionated natural vitamin itself. I mean, that's better, but the food-based ones are much better. The reason why people don't buy them is that they're usually lower dosages, but they're actually more potent because they're more functional. I mean, if you ever take vitamin B, a synthetic vitamin B complex, you're going to be peeing a lot of it out because the body's rejecting it. And that's what it is excreting it. You get natural B vitamins or in the complex in nature, like nutritional yeast, you'll never have that because the body will use it all. So it's more efficient, it's more functional, it's more effective. Now, when you take nutritional yeast that's enriched with synthetic vitamins, you will see some yellow in your urine because of the synthetic. And a lot of these foods, especially grains, are enriched with synthetic vitamins. You don't want that. And why do they enrich it? Because the refined grains are depleted of vitamins. So they have to put it back, but they give you a wrong version. Let's just take vitamin C complex. Vitamin C in nature comes with different parts. It has the ascorbic acid protective shell, small amount. And by the way, most people, when they get ascorbic acid, they think they're getting vitamin C. That's only the antioxidant protective piece of it. It's not the complete complex. In nature, you have the P factors, that's the bioflavonoids, the rutin, that helps all the capillaries. You have the J factor, which is vitamin J, which you probably haven't heard of, but that's the anti-pneumonia vitamin. It increases oxygen carrying capacity. Let's say, for example, you're deficient in vitamin C and you go upstairs and you get out of breath easily because you need this. And vitamin C is stored in the adrenals. So there's a connection between vitamin C and the adrenal gland. And then we have vitamin K. Vitamin K is really important in clotting. So what do people get when they have vitamin C deficiencies? They get bruising, they get bleeding on the teeth, spongy gums, scurvy, pink toothbrush syndrome, all that. Then you have copper. But copper is not just in the elemental form, it's in an enzyme form called pyrosinase. And basically what that means is that this trace mineral is needed in the vitamin C complex. And this actually helps build collagen and connective tissue. So you can see vitamin C is a lot more than just ascorbic acid. The only time I would recommend taking synthetic vitamins is when you're doing a cleanse, let's say a detox, a sauna treatment, because that way you can use the vitamins to help facilitate the depletion of chemicals, but not long-term maintenance. Because even if you look at some of the studies with synthetic vitamins, you'll see a lot of body problems. They actually worsen the situation, especially fat-soluble synthetic vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K. Okay, those can be made synthetically because those vitamins can get stored in the fat cell. They can innervate the cell wall because the cell wall is fat, go into the DNA and infect your genes. And there's even studies that show that synthetic vitamins create cancer. So anyway, that's another point you need to realize. B vitamins are made from coal tar. Coal tar, that's petroleum. They can actually make B vitamins from petroleum. Do you want your vitamins made from petroleum? Yeah, some people say, oh, a molecule is a molecule, it's the same thing. It's kind of like saying artificial sweeteners or artificial flavorings are the same as natural flavorings. No, they're not. Vitamin C synthetically is made from corn, which is GMO, and sulfuric acid. I mean, corn has very little vitamin C, if any, but they can make it synthetically. Vitamin K2 has a synthetic version called mp4. In my product, I use mk7, which is natural. I don't use the synthetic. The vitamin waters that people buy, it's all synthetic. They think they're getting something really great. Why do people sell synthetics? Well, it's really, really, really cheap. And I priced it. Even like biotin, for example, if you buy synthetic biotin, you can get it for pennies. You buy natural biotin, it's like $800 per kilogram. It's incredibly expensive. So of course, there's a lot of profit in synthetic vitamins, especially the big name brand vitamins you get at the drugstore, the GNC, or in some of the GNC, not all of them, and then also the CVS or the Walgreens. Most of those are just purely synthetic, and they can sell them so cheaply. Okay, so read the label. Make sure that the dosages, the milligram dosages are not all the same, like 100, 100, 100, 100, or 50, 50, 50, because in nature, the milligrams would be varied. And also look at the actual ingredients where it says that. It'll say, you know, from wheatgrass, from cruciferous vegetables, from certain like nutritional yeast versus vitamin A, blah, 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 or certain minerals like calcium carbonate. And you don't want to put that in your bottle. Okay, so I just wanted to bring this up because I have other videos about this, but sometimes it's hard to find them. So I wanted to create one in a New Year time. Go from actually get your vitamins from food and concentrated food and food-based vitamin complexes. All right, thanks for watching.
All right, was that helpful?
Hi guys, in this video,
Very helpful. You know, somebody else, yes, that's got a name for himself is yeah, I'm very aware of this. I'm very aware of his trained nature. So you deserve quality. If you're going to partner with something and make an investment in your health, let's partner with quality. Why? Because God made you quality, and he's wanting you to get educated so that you can partner with quality because you are quality and you deserve quality. So the journey from raw materials to a finished supplement involves meticulous steps, ensuring high quality and bioavailable nutrients that benefit human health. Not from rocks, petroleum, coal tar, synthetics, chalk, pine bark, pond scum, GMO corn. It's not nutrition if it's not from the food chain. There's your key. It's not nutrition if it's not from the food chain. Raw materials. Oh boy. All right. Let me see. Somebody's wanting in. Jacqueline, welcome, welcome, welcome. Raw materials. Vitamins can be derived from plant or animal products or produced synthetically in a laboratory. And vitamin A, for example, can be derived from fish liver. The Neolife is from paddock liver. And, and the vitamin C from citrus. Neolife was the first company ever in history pioneered something called Neoplex, where we actually juice extracted the entire citrus. So it had all those cofactors that vitamin C has to have in order to perform vitamin C duties in the body. Most commercial vitamins are made from synthetics, which are cheap and easier to produce than natural derivatives. So vitamin A may be synthesized from acetone and vitamin C from keto acid. There's no chemical difference. So, in a lab, it says the same thing. So they're going to say, what's your problem? Well, the problem is not, the problem is not with what the lab says. The problem is what my body says, because my body talks and my body has a language. And remember, your body is the cure, and our creator is the great physician, and he designed it that way. He created it that way. So different laboratories may use different techniques to produce synthetic vitamins, as it may derive from different chemical reactions. They're constantly in a lab conjuring up different synthetic, cheap ways that they can make your vitamins. Typically, specialized laboratories produce purified vitamins and minerals. A distributor buys these from the labs, okay? So you can go online right now and say, I'm looking for a lab to make my privately labeled vitamin. Pop, 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 pop. We're the best, we're the best. Da, 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 da. These are labs. They'll make your vitamins for you. And then they probably service thousands of companies that come out of one lab. A distributor buys these from laboratories and sells them to manufacturers who put them together in different compounds, such as your multivitamin, your B complex, and different ones. And you can see a lot of these labs. I've shown you a chart in the past to show you all the big corporations, what they own, who they own, and about 98% of our labs producing vitamins are owned by big pharma. So the difference, oh my goodness, let's take a look at some more differences. And somebody in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Some of the differences, vitamin E is frequently extracted from vegetable oils. That would be GMO vegetable oils, seed oils, such as sunflower seeds, or soybean, GMO soybean, using solvents to separate the vitamin from the oil. Okay, you're already in trouble there, because you're partnering with something that's already rancid right out of the seed. They use ethanol and hexane as solvents that helps in extracting the vitamin. Chemical synthesis of vitamins. Many vitamins are produced through chemical synthesis, particularly those that are challenging. How many here has heard me say that the majority of vitamin D is made from radiated lanolin? Hello, that's exactly what it's made from. It's a radiated lanolin right here. How do they get your majority of your vitamin D that's sold? It is lanolin that has been radiated with ultraviolet radiation that causes the lanolin to yield a vitamin D, and then they sell it as vitamin D. The synthesis of fat-soluble vitamins like A and K involves multiple reaction steps. Chemical synthesis allows for the production of large quantities. Omegas are done this way. I've studied all of them. Oh my goodness, I've got an archive of research on this that I can stand here with confidence and say what I'm saying to you. And I've been doing this for years. And to say that if your oil is not cold extracted in a nitrogen environment, you're in trouble. It's already rancid coming right out of the gate. It's been compromised right out of the gate. I watched while I was pulling my information about this class, I watched a short video, and it was this lady saying, I'm going into a vitamin factory and I'm going to show you how Nature's Bounty makes their, omegas. And she walks in and it just looks so important. She's dressed all up with the mask and a hair bonnet and a lab coat and everything. And they go in and they show these sophisticated, expensive machines. And you see these big vats of oil. And it shows that the oil is taken out of these big vats and how it's put in they make the gelatin a capsule, and then they take it through all this process to make the gelatin capsule hard. And I mean, it was quite extensive. And she was saying, now, how many omegas does Nature Bounty make every day in this facility? 50 million tablets a day. And they ship it out, and then they bottle it, and they sell, because it's the largest online seller, because you can buy one and get 10 free. Wow. So the method also offers flexibility, allowing for, okay, so manufacturers, it's great on their end. They're making high profits because it's costing them pennies to do this. And most of the fish is coming off the coast of Peru. Most of it's coming off the coast of Peru. And they catch them in nets, and that's it. So acetate, succinate versions of these fat-soluble nutrients. If you're going to have a fat-soluble nutrient, which there's several of them, omegas is one, vitamin E is another, carotenoids is another, lecithin is another one, Treanin, the grain oils, is another one. You want to make sure that you're going to partner with something that's not going to invade your body and do more harm than good, right? You're investing in something. Fads and facts about the future. So you might say, oh my goodness, my news feed on my Facebook said there's a brand new formula out, or there's a brand new supplement, or a brand new factor, this, science, this. Well, vitamin research is a volatile field. It's high revenue, with new studies constantly suggesting new roles for vitamins in health and prevention. Certain vitamins or vitamin-like substances go through fads of consumer popularity as some of this research surfaces. Nevertheless, the manufacturing process remains the same. It all remains the same. I had a friend who actually started the first company that sold CoQ10. And I had dinner with him. I've had dinner with him several times. He's out of California. And he said, I always was asking him questions about the industry. And I knew he'd been in the industry and formulated his own vitamins and had his own companies all over the world and everything. And I said, how does a vitamin company get started? He goes, I'm going to share something with you. And he shared with me, he said, me and my business partner, what they do is they start studying the research out of big pharma. And what they're going to study is the new drugs, and the old drugs are going to repurpose for what symptoms. And we actually take a look at the counterpart supplement. So when we saw that they were going to start pushing the statin drugs, we knew we're entrepreneurs, we got it. Because we knew all the studies we read showed that statin drugs blocks CoQ10. So we just said, we're going to make $1 bajillion. We're going to sell the world's first CoQ10. And they went busy. They contacted China and got all their stuff, ducks in a row. And they manufactured some of the first CoQ10 coming off the market. He said, LaVon, it sold like crazy. And he said, so we went and contracted with everybody to make the next batch because we sold out. And as they kept making contracts, then the resources, raw materials that they were deriving this CoQ10 from said, oh my goodness, we're going to raise the prices. He said, I'm a businessman. My partner's a business partner. So we have one of two choices. We can either raise our prices or we can dim our quality. And he said, LaVon, what we chose to do was we dimmed our quality. So we started ordering from a sub quality for the raw materials. And he said, we made another batch. We made all this money. We sold out. We were having a lot of fun, but we all knew that eventually it's going to catch up with you. So we did what all businesses do. We sold it to somebody else and got out. So he explained it to me, how it's done, how the market is done. Okay. All right. Wow. So if they're coming out with a study showing, oh my goodness, omegas is the latest studies on omegas in reduction of inflammation and this and that and this and that, and protection of your heart and protection over your brain, protection over your prostate or breast and all of those, tissue that tends to go in the wrong direction as we age, then they're immediately going to go, oh my goodness, we know the next business we're going to be in, we're going to sell omegas. How cheaply can we sell an omega? And I listened to an interview of a couple of doctors. It's quite interesting, but they said the majority of all the money from big pharma goes into advertising, not in R&D, research and development. It's in advertising, not research and development. It's in advertising. Oh my goodness, they spend $1 bajillion in advertising, not in research and development. Wow, what an eye-opener. So, ta-da, based in nature, backed by science. So y'all know my story 13 years ago when I was introduced to Neolife, where I was at, why this was a pivotal point in my personal life, why I had sought the Lord for it. I wanted quality and I wasn't going to settle for less. Why? Because I had seen too many of my family members pass away. I had seen too many people suffer. And I said, Lord, I need a tool that is up for the job. I need a tool that I can stand up here with confidence for decades, sharing with you, we've got the best. If it makes sense to you, come join our team. If it doesn't, then I know what your alternative is. So it's amazing, the difference. And remember, the word quality is a habit, not a one-time thing. Many times, a company will have, just like what the gentleman shared with me, quality up front, but once you're hooked on that product, all of a sudden they change the formulas and they diminish any kind of level of quality because of profits. So whole food concentrates, you deserve the best quality health. Choose well. We're living in a time when our health is being compromised at unprecedented levels. We've got toxins we're fighting in the air. We got toxins we're fighting in our food. We've got toxins we're fighting on every avenue, dirty energy, frequencies, everything that's robbing us of our vitality and our energy and our life force. And so wouldn't it be wise to invest in the best quality protection? Oh my goodness, choose well to live well. Quality that you deserve under 20. What does Neolife have for under 20 bucks? Wow. How about aloe vera gel? What can aloe vera gel do for you and I? It can soothe cuts and burns and heal the skin. It can hydrate the skin. It is amazing after sunburns. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you in the past 13 years how many times I have soothed sunburns on grandchildren, my husband, myself, my children. Oh my goodness. It's quite amazing. Healing cuts, healing even bruises, and even putting it on your body to actually extract a lot of the radiation damage from going through airports and going through their scanners. How about Resp-X? You got a friend for life if you can help somebody with their sinus drainage, with their allergies. That Resp-X, you go look in the Bible and see the herbs that they used in the Bible, you'll find them in our Resp-X. It's quite amazing. Under 20 bucks. I have ladies that live in a convent. I believe they're Greek Orthodox. They will not go without our allergy Resp-X. When we no longer had it available for a year because our quality standards are so high that we test and retest and retest and re-verify, we re-qualify. And if a raw material comes in and doesn't pass the test, we'll shut down production. And we were without this formula for over a year. I had phone calls from nuns in a convent saying, when are we going to get? And I said, well, the scientists, remember, we put more money in our research and development than we do in advertising. And so I was like, oh my, when we got it, it was a beautiful formula. And I went and I looked at the herbs that are in it, and I found the herbs in the Bible. It was hyssop was one of them. How about magnesium? One of our biggest shortages in our body is magnesium. It's hard to get a good formula of magnesium, according to the magnesium expert. Our magnesium is formulated from 3 different sources with a complex to support it so that it's easy on the digestion, but it hits the target of your cells and meets the needs, whether it's your heart, AFib, or whether it's anxiety, or whether it's just sleeping better, or whether it's calming down, or whether it's leg cramps, or heart pitter-pattering, or whatever the case may be, that the eye twitching or muscle twitching because of a deficiency in magnesium. And we can offer somebody something under $20. It's an amazing formula. Yes.
Several years ago, when I got COVID for the first time,
Mhm.
it was in 21, something. I lost a lot of hair and my nails. And I took magnesium, I took 4 a night. You recommended 4, and that's what I did. It took 2 bottles a month. And by the end of that first month, my hair had grown back and so did my nails. And I am a believer in magnesium.
I'll tell you, that was an under $20 quick fix and hit the target. Ava?
Somebody I know has it, and when they take him to the hospital, he says they always give them a magnesium IV.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, that's common sense. How about vegan D that's not made from radiated lanolin? Hello. How about from the food chain, mushrooms and a deer lichen that's edible? Wow, with K in it too. Oh my goodness, it's okay. And it's under $20. Quick fix. Powerful punch. Meets the needs. Great investment. Under 20. Neolax. If you help somebody relieve their constipation, you've got a friend for life. If you can stop their post-nasal drip and get them pooping again, you have a friend for life. It's like feeding a cat. They are not going anywhere else. They're like, okay, you have solved my problems. Under 20 bucks, you solve my problems for under 20 bucks. I can help you poop and I can stop that, sinus drainage. How about Fiber Fill, which is one of our new formulas. So how about this one? We can bulk up your poop. We can actually put a fiber in the stomach that helps you feel more satiated for weight management. Oh my goodness. So, and they say by 80% of Americans are deficient in fiber type foods. Well, what makes the difference in this fiber and what you can get at Metamucil or GNC or a Walgreen? Well, because it's from human whole food and it's the classification of the whole family of food, the soluble and the insoluble fiber from human whole food. So your body is going to respond differently than just a big pile of psyllium husk. Your body's going to respond and it's going to say, well, thank you. We now have the gel and the glove to get the job done. Amazing. So you see what we've got for under 20? Amazing solving problems. How about quality you deserve under 20? More? We've got more? We've got more. This is amazing. Sunscreen, that's not going to kill you or cause cancer. Insta Eye Gel, that'll take the puffiness and hydrate around your eyes. Rich, revitalizing shampoo. Who got the shampoo here tonight? Nikki did, yes. How about shampoo under 20 bucks? How about shampoo under $15? Wow. Conditioner. We've got shampoo and conditioner that won't harm you, won't cause any kind of bad side effects. How about nourishing hand and body lotion? You know, all these lotions and all these perfumes and all these additives, petroleums, Vaselines, all this. Oh my goodness, it's clean. It hydrates the skin and you're solving a problem. And guess what? This shampoo lasts forever. I think that bottle is in my shower for 6 months. It's concentrated. It lasts forever and it's very revitalizing. Refreshing bath and shower gel. Lovely, wonderful scent. Does a job. 2 drops on a sponge. You're going to town. Forget the rubber ducky. You don't need it. So in other words, these are great gifts. You know, for under $20, these are fantastic gifts for holidays and for birthdays and just to say, I love you. Thank you. I'm going to, you know, bless you with a refreshing bath and shower gel with a little bag and a, you know, a little whatever. These are gifts for under $20 that can benefit people because they're solving problems for under $20. How about quality you deserve? And I call this under 23. Clean your house for under 23 for the next year. You know how long that Super 10 will last? LDC will last. Our green will last to wash all your fruits and vegetables in. Put your hand soap, mix it with your water, dilute it, hand soap. How about not only, there's 100 different uses for green. Wash your cat, wash your dog, wash your countertops, wash your hands, wash your body. You wash anything with it. It's amazing. LDC, I love it. It washes your car, wash your dishes. I wash my dishes with LDC. And the Super 10. I keep my bottle of Super 10 in the bathrooms, clean down the toilet, clean inside, outside floors, countertops, tiles. It's amazing. Huh?
You have one now?
I have it at the house. You can follow me home. LDC, all of this for under 23. You didn't have to go into Dollar General and get some crap by big Unilever that's going to kill you. You know, you could actually, yeah, I was at my daughter's house this last weekend and I noticed somebody's been spraying all the windows with some kind of bug spray, trying to get bugs, and it left a little white film all over her windows. I knew it was her daughter doing that. And I said, all I have to do is make you up a Super 10. You'll clean your window and kill the bug at the same time. How about that one? My goodness, for under $23, you got cleaning products that'll last you a year. Okay, guys, this is amazing value, amazing investment. Here, quality you deserve for under 50. Okay, all right, digging a little deeper. All right, 3-day detox. How about losing 7 pounds and getting rid of some extra toxins in the body for under $50? That's our 3-day detox. The best gift you could grant to yourself is our 3-day detox. How about a probiotic? Denisha's got a testimony about the amazing probiotics. Good gut bacteria rules the roost, don't they? They are your second brain. Don't you want one that actually works? Don't you want one that knows what to do? Don't you want one that's got the right GPS system, is target delivery and enteric coded? Don't you want one that actually has the live probiotics in it? Consumer lab tested, Bloomberg tested, doctors recommended probiotics, and they said everyone they tested was dead. They didn't have live organisms in them. Oh my goodness. How about aloe vera drink? Oh my goodness. You want to decompress? You want to calm the digestive system? You want to bring healing to the mouth sores or the mouth or the throat or the stomach or the digestion all the way through. Aloe is one of the oldest herbs known to man. It's a healer. It's a healer from the mouth to the exit chute. And I tell you, pour it instead of a glass of wine. Why? Because it's decompression time. It's a better option than a glass of wine, and it'll cost you less too. How about Beta Guard, which is Dr. Arthur First's signature detox? The man who pioneered chelation, the man who knew how to get heavy metals out of the body. He's the one that formulated this amazing Beta Guard for under $50. How about Beta Jest? If you got somebody with acid reflux, you've got somebody with GERD and all of these issues to where they can't eat and they're burping it up all the time and their throat's getting raw and their valve is not shutting properly. Oh my goodness, you will solve so many problems if you help somebody with their digestion. Beta Jest, Beta Zyme is the enzymes, which is the other half of your digestion. You got bloating, you got gassy, you got, you look 6 months pregnant and it just won't go away. There's some parasites there, so we need to deal with that. But our beta zyme is amazing enzymes. There's live enzymes. They're from extracts of real food. How about CalMag D? You want to calm somebody down? You want to give them a great night's rest? You want to help them have good dreams at night? Oh my goodness, our calcium, magnesium paired up 2-to-1 ratio with 1,000 units of vitamin D for under $50. And our CoQ10, the world's first pioneered human whole food formula, CoQ10. How many problems can this solve? It can solve a lot of problems. It can replenish your mitochondria, the CoQ10. It's quite amazing. It can replenish because that diminishes with age. How many here are aging? Okay, gracefully, because we have partnered with nutrition and quality nutrition, not just any nutrition, but we partnered with quality nutrition that makes a difference. How about this? Quality you deserve under 50. Another one? Yes, Cruciferous Plus. Wade talked about that. The clinical studies that were done at the Southern Cancer Research Institute showing what Cruciferous Plus does to cancer cells in a petri dish. How about endurance? A lot of people are iron deficient and just can't get their iron levels up. What are their options? Synthetic iron that'll send you to the emergency room or constipate you terribly. We've got something that's desiccated liver wrapped in vitamin C that we get our desiccated liver from Brazil. Grass-fed bovine that we take the liver from and freeze dry it. It's amazing. It was actually formulated, our endurance, for the Olympics because it actually did a study with rats that they found that they swam 300 times longer when they gave them endurance. Oh my goodness. Feminine herbal. Have you got hot flashes? Have you got mood swings? Have you got, any of these issues with perimenopause, menopausals? You're solving problems. You're saving marriages. You're saving somebody that, in a certain season in life, you're solving problems for under $50. How about flavonoid complex? Flavonoid is an amazing non-acidic vitamin C. And remember when Dr. Berg talked about the whole complex? Well, you're looking at the world's first and only all flavonoid families, all 4,000 families. How about Formula 4? Oh my goodness, we never heard of Formula 4. Formula 4 was actually one of our original, it's got the treonine in it, it's got vitamins and minerals in it. And it's pills or it's capsules, not tablets, but it's capsules. And it's for somebody that says, I'm on a budget. What can I get that'll last me 2 months? And right here, Formula 4, a bottle of Formula 4 will give you a 2-month supply of vitamins and minerals for under $50. And then Formula 4 Plus has the iron. One does not have the iron. Full motion. If you can help people get up and down stairs, if you can help people get up and down chairs, if you can help people to have less pain, more energy, and be able to have no inflammation and swelling and pain in their knees and then their joints and their hips. We've got testimony after testimony about our amazing formula of full motion for under $50. And then garlic. Garlic, the studies that back our garlic is amazing. What makes it different? This is what makes it different. It's the whole family. It's got the whole shebang, and it has a target delivery system. It's enteric coated, but it's target delivery. So it actually delivers in the cecum in the very perfect place going into your bloodstream. So it's antiviral, it's antibacterial, it's antiparasitic. And it gets the job done. The studies show that it works better than an antibiotic. I'm just quoting what the studies show. The studies show that. So quality, you deserve another page of under 50. Oh my goodness, glucose balance. It's got your turmeric of your anti-inflammatory issues. And glucose balance is an Ayurvedic blend that supports your glandular system. And it's not just for balancing blood sugar levels, but it's for anti-inflammatory with the research coming out of curcumin and turmeric and cinnamon and alpha lipoic acid and chromium. How about herbal respiratory for the lungs? People are getting issues in the lungs, wheezing in the lungs, constant lung irritation, agitation, inflammation, all of those things. Herbal respiratory will actually support the entire systems of the lungs. Herbal rest and relax. You want to help, we help children with ADD with herbal rest and relax. We help people with anxiety issues with herbal rest and relax. How about lecithin for the brain, inositol and choline? I was recently up and around Tallahassee, and they were talking about, the big buzzword is, does your supplement contain inositol and choline? We were one of the first companies that actually extracted inositol and choline and put it with our Super B. We put it, it's in our lecithin, it's in our lipotropic adjunct. Why? Because we knew the importance of the studies for the brain and synapse and the neural transmission of the brain for lecithin. So children with ADD and ADHD, lecithin is paramount. I did a class totally on it and showed you study after study after study after study on the children that are being helped with it. How about lipotropic adjunct that was shown to reduce your histamine levels that's in your blood, which is what they actually are showing that causes heart issues, not the statin issue or the cholesterol issue, that it's the histamine. Lipotropic adjunct has a specific formula of B vitamins along with inositol and choline for the brain. How about Liquivite for those that are children or those that are elderly that cannot swallow? How about masculine herbal complex for the men that are having some test results that are getting too high and you want to bring them down, or they have urination issues because things are blocking and not flowing properly? Masculine herbal complex is amazing for that. Mind enhancement. Does anybody here need a mind adjustment, mind enhancement? I don't know about you, but I love the mind enhancement. It is, again, those herbals that come in and support, and Dr. Arthur First specifically formulated this mind enhancement because he knew that some of the last day targets on the body was going to be on the mind. So we have high accelerating levels of Alzheimer's and dementia. And our society today, more under 20, under 50, multi-min, it's a natural diuretic. It's got 84 trace macro micro minerals. It's chelated, so it's totally absorbed into the body. Neolife fruit and nut bars. You're out and you're hungry, but you don't want to pay $10 for a junky burger. Grab a Neolife bar. It's nuts, it's seeds, and it has some fruit in there. It's got protein in it. It's got omegas in it. It's got vitamins in it. It's very satisfying. It's hard for me to eat a whole bar. I eat a half of one. I share it with whoever I'm with. They love it. It's very satisfying, very good. Neolife protein shakes. Your foundation is protein. You can't build without protein. Protein's necessary to build. And so our Neolife shakes, we were the first company to release a shake in 1965. We've been hitting the highest quality scores by the USDA ever since. Remember, quality is not something you do one time, but it's a habit you do all the time. So Neolife tea. How many here has ever had our Neolife tea? Yes.
The Neolife shake, I'm still drinking the vegan shake.
Uh-huh.
And to me, it tastes just like the other one. I'm not sure why they discontinued it, the vegan shake.
They discontinued it because they did not have the level of sales to merit production. But I did hear that if we got enough orders together, they would crank up once a year, but you'd have to buy a bulk of it for the year. Does that make sense? For that one-time production. So I can let you know. Neolife tea is the best energy tea on the market. And I mix the tea at times with our Elevate because there is no sweetener in it, but it's adaptogenic herbs supporting the brain. And it's got black tea, green tea, and white tea with those adaptogenic herbs in it. And let me tell you, it works. It is like double windshield wipers for the brain. If I've got to drive out late, I've got something I got to focus on, and I'm struggling to focus, I drink a little bit of that Neolife tea. It is phenomenally amazing. One stick is 2 servings. I can't even do it's a quarter. I was gonna say one box is $30 and it'll last you a couple of months. Oh my goodness.
Does it have caffeine?
Yes, ma'am. It's got green tea, black tea, and white tea, but it's got the brain herbs. It's got the brain herbs in it, which counterbalance. They did studies with it with college students showing they scored higher on their test and they paid attention longer when they drank the tea. So it's not the energy drinks you crash and burn. It's the energy that your brain needs for focus without the letdown and crash. It's quite amazing. Omega, everybody needs an omega, but you don't need any omega. You need the omega that's the top quality and is cold extracted real fish that's been tested for 200 toxins with a 0 tolerance, that is cold extracted in a nitrogen environment. And our omega has been tested by Berkeley, UC Davis, and shown clinically on humans to reduce your inflammatory index by 68%. That is, yay! That is a powerful investment.
Get some of that tea before you came?
I did. Trey is the foundation. It's how everything gets started. It's the bread of life. It's the source of oils. It's how you open the gate. It's how you open the doors of every single cell. The Trey does that. It's lipid therapy for every cell in your body. Things function better. Texas A&M University did the studies on it showing that the cell's functionality increased by 50%, detox ability function by 55%. So if you can help every cell in your body increase its functionality by 50%, this was done at Texas A&M University, and the scientists that proved this won a Nobel Prize. Vitamin A is great. Sinuses, eyes, skin, lungs, a lot of things that vitamin A does, ear, nose, and throat. You have more receptors in your upper respiratory body for vitamin A. This is why we used to give cod liver oil, which is a vitamin A and vitamin D combination. And you've got that in our vitamin A. Why? Because it's cold extracted podic liver oil.
Doesn't taste better.
And it doesn't. Oh my goodness. And the Trey drink. Now my favorite drink is to splash some aloe drink with some Trey drink. You're going to decompress and you're going to give your brain a powerful shot of antioxidants for the day, for the evening. And the Trey drink is made of the 10 top berries, anti-cancer berries in the world. And it's formulated in a way that it actually goes through the blood-brain barrier. Wow, quality still under 50. Oh my goodness, 50, 50, 50. Upbeat, nitric oxide delivered straight to your bloodstream, 70 milligrams of nitric oxide. It's a vasodilator, helps the brain, helps the heart, helps the cardiovascular. Super B with all the family of the Bs, and inositol and choline, and it also has desiccated liver in it. Super C with the neoplex, the entire cofactors, all the enzymes. The chewable C, for those that want to pop a chewable C for the throat, for the mouth. I use it as my candy when I travel. Vita Squares for the kids or the elderly, or just let it be your candy. VitaGuard and our zinc. Did we go to the Z's? We hit the catalog. We went to the Z's. How many here need zinc? We all need zinc. Remember, if you stink, you need zinc, especially. But zinc is what? Antiviral, but it also has 300 different enzyme duties that it performs in the body. You don't want your zinc made from shards of metal from China. You want it from a whole food source. This is how to get it. This is quality under 50. Quality under 50, rejuvenating rich cream, ultra hydrating serum, ultra moisturizing cream, and G1 laundry. How long does that laundry last? 6 months. Oh my goodness. 3 months?
3 months.
3 months for you?
That's me 9 months.
9 months? It just depends. Yeah, you're single. You've got 2 in your household. Exactly.
You have water.
Yeah, a water softener, absolutely. That helps, yes. But G1, you just use 1 scoop. You get about 45 loads. It's quite amazing. Does the job, gets the job done. It won't harm you, won't harm the environment. It won't tear down your machine or your plumbing. Oh my goodness. And you can get
Mine is going to 8 months.
on the skin, on the
Mhm.
skin. And then quality you deserve for 105, which is Elevate, is under actually your Elevate Pro Vitality, starting with that 5639 carotenoids, Elevate 5660 enzymes, 65 Phyto Defense, which is the one that gives you that extra boost of immune support, Prime Pack, Stress Pack. All of this within the range of under $100. As you can see here, $50, $50. The only one here that actually is 105 is the Phyto Defense, which contains 3 formulas, the flavonoids, the cruciferous, and the carotenoid complex. Oh my goodness. Quality you deserve under 150. The entire skincare went down in price to $145, and it will last you 4 months. Mine lasts me 4 months, and I use it twice a day. Or the breakfast solution, which is the Pro Vitality and the protein shake, which is a meal replacement. And how about this? Our values are absolute integrity, people are number one, products that work, long range vision, equal opportunity for all. Oh my goodness, here is our scientific advisory board. Here is our stellar Dr. Arthur First, and who has come on board, joined the team. Todd Miller will be right here in this house on Saturday, the 29th. Am I right? On the 29th? The 27th, sorry, 27th, Saturday the 27th, starting at 5 o'clock right here to give us 2 sessions on a health talk. You'll love it. Bring a friend. You will love his health talk. His first health talk, he talks about diets. He talks about lifestyles. He talks about what's happening to our food. It's quite interesting. And then guaranteed quality without compromise, created by doctors and scientists. We put more money in R&D, research and development. Then advertising, whole food-based nutrition. We were the first pioneers that took real human whole food chain food and did the juice extracting, dehydrating, organically grown, non-hybrid, fruits and vegetables, GMO-free, full traceability, pharmaceutical license to guarantee what we say on the label is exactly what you get, no fraud found here. Clinically proven and clinical human studies to show you we have clinical human studies to show your investment you're partnering with is going to benefit you, published in clinical studies. There is not another company, I have not found another one in 13 years that I have been sharing this, that meets these qualifying standards, not one. So the Neolife difference, full supply chain control, relentless focus on sourcing the finest ingredients for our proprietary formulas. Scientific advisory board are active, they're published, they're respected, they're doctors, scientists, experts in nutrition. Dedicated quality teams test and retest all raw materials. John Miller told me no less than a dozen times after the raw materials even come into our facility in Silicon Valley, California. Published in clinical studies. Oh my goodness. It's amazing, qualifying standards, complete wellness backed by science, whether it's cleaning your home, whether it's your skincare, your personal care, or partnering with your nutritional needs. We are here to meet those needs. And the best part is we are owned by a private family that is a God-fearing family from the United States of America. Wow. The final word is what? Quality. So be proud that you have chosen to partner with quality. Woohoo! Yay. I'm going to go. Yeah. Testimony, testify now. Okay, go ahead. And if anybody has any questions about tonight's class, go right ahead and yes, go ahead.
A month ago, before school started, I had my annual physical. I always get an annual physical before every school year. And my doctor's a good doctor. I've been going there since 2003 when I moved out to Florida. And but she's very.
Does she have a microphone?
Wants to
Oh,
test on everything.
hold,
Blood work she wants. This
Nancy, they want you up here so you can be heard up here, sweetheart.
Yes, so we can hear your testimony.
Yes.
Okay. I'll start over.
Thank you.
I recently had my physical, And my doctor is very, very efficient. She wants tests on everything. She wants to know everything that's going on with your body. So I always do that. I get my blood work. I do everything she wants. And so then after the examination, I just nicely mentioned that this is going to be my last visit because I'm retiring from the school board and I'm moving to Tennessee to be with my family. And she was sorry that I was leaving. She liked me as a person and as a patient, but she says, never, never in my practice have I ever witnessed someone of your age, I'm 73, be in the health state that you are. Never have I seen such a healthy person. So I spoke up and I said, well, I take Neolife products, they're made from food. And I said they support the heart and the brain and other things. And then I had to say something about my CalMag. I said, I take a product that's calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D3 because I never admitted to you that the last several years I've been falling a lot, tripping over pre-K chairs and this, that, and the other. And it's always been on concrete, on my knees, and it's hard. I mean, when the office found out about, I've had 3 falls just this last year, and I'm sent to the clinic because I'm going to get sick. No, I said, and with every single fall, it's been outside on the concrete, on sidewalk, it's been in the classroom, it's been at the YMCA. Never once did I ever have any pain, no bruising, no dislocated hip, broken leg. I just get up and they're horrified. Oh, Miss Golding, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. I take good vitamins. And I told the doctor just that. I said, I can't do without my CalMag. And it's a testimony to me such products that maybe some have specific needs more than others, but I am grateful for what I have. And my pay is being greatly reduced because now I'm retired from the school board, but I will never be off these vitamins. I will just make adjustments elsewhere because my grandpa always said it is cheaper to be healthy than to be sick. And
Amen.
it's worth every cent.
Like they're trying to find us for being healthy.
With such a company as Neil.
Wow, Nancy, that was brilliant.
Amen.
Hey, that is what fuels my passion, fuels my heart. Anybody else want to give a quick testimony?
Oh,
Anybody?
can I share a quick testimony?
Right ahead. I'm still recording, so you got to frame it correctly.
Okay. It's just about the laundry detergent.
Awesome. Go right ahead. You can say anything you want to about that.
Well, I was skeptical about buying it because to me it was expensive. But when I got through hearing about all the stuff in our store-bought laundry detergent, I'm like, okay, this is going to be worth it because it's protecting my body. I had my first one last year from July 2023 to July 2024, and I mainly washed my loads of clothes and occasionally my husband's. Then this year, my husband, he likes to use another brand because of the smell. And I've been telling him about it goes to our brain. Well, this year, because I'm doing less of his laundry, I'm going into my, let's see, I got it in July of 2024. We're now starting September. So that's a year, and I'm going into my 14th month of the same box. And I am like sold on it. And this week, I did most of the towels that the 3 of us in my family used, plus my laundry. And so I figure I have about 3 more loads left from a box I brought July of 2024. And that's
Wow.
my testimony.
So in other words, you got your values worth for your investment.
Exactly. And I don't have any itchy skin because sometimes my skin would itch sometimes on certain brands. And
Yeah.
another thing is my clothes, I'm not going to say the brand, but this one brand would leave little holes in my clothes.
Yep. It's
I don't know if anybody else ever had that happen.
corrosive.
Yeah. I take my clothes out of the wash machine and dry them, and I'm like, where did the holes come from? And
Yep,
this doesn't
imagine
do
what it's
any of
doing.
that.
Imagine what it's doing to your skin and in your body and in your glands. Oh my
Exactly.
goodness. Awesome. Jacqueline, that is an amazing testimony from all across the board. Anybody else wants to do a pop-up testimony? Anybody online? I'm gonna stop recording here in a second, but I'm giving everybody an opportunity to give a short testimony. And go right ahead, sweetheart.
Well, just last week I got a stain on one of my shirts, and you have to wash it real quick. So I stuck it in the sink. I wet the area, put a little bit of G1 on it, scrubbed it, let it sit for a while, rinsed it out, and it came out. And chocolate's something that's really hard to get out of fabric. So it's invisible now. You can't see the stain anymore.
Awesome. So it performed the task for pennies.
Yes,
That
definitely.
is awesome. 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 Yeah. Mary's gonna say, yes, go right ahead.
On the cleaning products, how everybody, when they clean the rugs, when I clean my rugs, I use LDC, the Super 10, clean my rugs without having the chemical smell. And I'll take the Super 10 and spray my rugs first to pre-treat it, and then start cleaning my rugs. My rugs old, so it bites it out, makes it smell prettier and better. It cleans up tea stains really well.
Wow.
Especially, drink some tea or somebody has coffee that spills, it stains, but it cleans it really well. But the smell, so much better.
Yeah, I love it because it deodorizes. It's a deodorant. It's quite amazing. Awesome. One more chance or anybody else wanted to pop up and share? All right,
I
wait.
do.
All right, hold on, Deborah. Wade's gonna share, then we'll.
Totally different. I went to my cardiologist once a year.
Uh-huh.
I had the appointment last week. And the doctor says to me, he said, well, your A1C, you're pre-diabetic. I said, well, what is it? She said, 5.5. I said, doctor, I've been 5.5 up to 6 for the last 12 years. So let's say I think I have it under control diet-wise. But we need to put you on statins because of your heart. I said, doctor, are you aware the fact that you have a 50% higher rate of having a stroke or a heart attack if you're on statins? And she looked at me, she said, how do you know that? And then I said, doctor, by the way, homocysteine is the way to go. It's more accurate. And she said, you know about that? I said, yeah, I've known about it for years. She said, I was just reading it this last week. And I said, according to the scientists, from when they discover something, it takes 17 years to filter down to your local doctor. I said, isn't that a shame, doctor? And she looked at me, she said, yeah, you got a lot of intelligence. I said, well, I don't know. I got a good brain.
Awesome, awesome. Deborah, go right ahead.
That was awesome, Wade. I'm so proud of you. So, we were talking about cleaners and stuff, and I carry a little 2-ounce thing of green on my bus, when I'm out and about, because a lot of times the schools, they don't have any soap in the bathroom, and it's just disgusting, really. But anyway, I was having my breakfast the other morning, and I usually don't drink my protein. I make my protein shake when I leave my house, before I leave my house at 5:30 in the morning. About 5:20 in the morning, I leave. And I usually drink my protein shake at 7 when I stop to use the restroom when I get my bus emptied. So I decided, I got to the high school early, and I'm like, well, let me go ahead and start my protein shake now. So I always shake it up before I drink it because it's been sitting. And normally I snap the lid right back on my water and my protein shake because I don't just guzzle it down, And I set it down, and I got to talking or doing something. And then I reached back there. My bus was empty. I reached back over there and I took it and I shook it, and the lid was not snapped, and I had white pants on. It looked like I had messed my britches. I took my bottle of green that I had, and I I have water, of course, all the time on my bus. So I just started squirting the green all over all the spots and stuff. And as soon as I got to the convenience store, I went in, took my pants off, and I washed them out, and every bit of that protein shake came out of my pants.
Wow, testimony after testimony. I love it. Thank you so much. Hang on, I'm just going to stop the recording. Thank you for joining us and get back with the person that invited you to view this recording.